Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining this meeting today about the marketing plan for the Alexander Campbell King Law Library. My name is Szilvia Somodi, and I would like to thank the director, the PR team, and the associate directors for being here and listening, and the public relation team for helping me put this presentation together. As we are all aware, because we work here, the Alexander King Law Library is an academic library on the campus of the University of Georgia in Athens. We are not part of the university-wide library system. Instead, we are part of UGA's law school. And as we all know, this is part of the ABA regulation, American Bar Association regulations. We have two separate buildings built in 67 and 81, and we have a sizable collection in excess of 500,000 volumes in print, and obviously there's a rapidly growing collection of electronic resources. We all know, but again, let me state it, as Edelman explains, law school libraries are typically characterized by direct reporting to the law school dean, budget allocation directly from the law school dean or the university's central administration, and a law library mission with a purely law school-centered approach. What does this mean? Well, this means that our mission statement states that we provide exceptional resources and expertise to support scholarship, instruction, and learning for the law school community. And subsequently, the library's vision statement also echoes UGA's law school's motto of prepare, connect, lead, by promising to be integral to the educational, scholarly, and collaborative experiences of the law school community again. Recently, I conducted a SWOT analysis, and there's obviously lots of strengths: our exceptional and highly professional staff, exceptional resources, exceptional services, and strong and unique programming for our core patron base. Our weaknesses are the opposite, because we provide such good services for the core patron base. It also means we're not really trying to attract non-traditional patrons, and we're not as active in the local community as we could be. We are battling budgetary restrictions like everybody. We only have a casual working relationship with other academic libraries on campus, and we lack the quality of adequate student spaces, study rooms, equipped with modern technology, although we are making strides in that as well. What are the opportunities? Opportunities are endless. We could facilitate, support, and participate in interdisciplinary partnerships across academic departments on campus. We could develop more collaborative and cooperative relationships with other academic libraries and public libraries in the local community. We could definitely attract more patrons from the university campus, especially undergraduates, and we could attract more non-traditional patrons from the local community as well. What are the threats? Navigating shrinking funding issues and still providing excellent services to patrons. A big growth in patron numbers might not be supportable by and manageable by the current staffing levels. And our marketing campaigns obviously could be more effective, and keeping up with rapidly changing technology is always an issue. If we look at segmentation at our library, I'd like to put up this quote from Ballast, who says that the law library belongs to everybody, everyone, students, faculty, staff, alumni, and the local practicing bench and bar. It is the meeting place where these various groups come together to collaborate. We all know it's true. We see it happen every day. However, the majority of our services and outreach is focused on the mostly homogeneous core clientele of law students, faculty, and staff. It also means that the geographic or the demographic market segmentations that are described by Mon and Koons are not really applicable at our library in a meaningful way. Instead, the overarching shared characteristic that defines market segmentation at our library is the interest in the study of law or legal research. As far as the marketing mix grows, we have a great product, extensive collection of both digital and electronic resources, lots of excellent services, reserves, references, interlibrary loan, just to mention but a few. What about the place in the marketing mix strategy? Well, as I've said, we have two buildings built in 6781, connected by a bridge, lovely, huge windows that provide a great study space for patrons and a lovely view of the campus. And in the more modern definition of place, we do have social media accounts as well, Instagram and Twitter to be exact, and we are using these to advertise events and get feedback from patrons. The price, as I've already pointed out, we are dependent on the law school and the law school dean, but luckily the director of the library has the power to allocate the library budget as he pleases, divide it as he pleases among different activities and other budgetary items. Promotion-wise, we really know our core clientele of law students, faculty, and staff. Therefore, it's easy to use a mix of old and new promotional channels to reach these patrons. We are definitely using targeted email blasts. We already have these emails. We know these people. It's a smaller community, so it's easier to reach. Posters, bookmarks, table tents, often with a QR code where they can get more information, electronic kiosks to keep up with the times. And as I've said, Twitter, Instagram on social media, and we also have a blog called Library with a View. Positioning. Well, obviously we are strategically aligned with the core mission and values of the Georgia School of Law. Therefore, our primary focus is to serve the law students, faculty, and staff along with the legal community. However, it's important to note that there's a growing number of graduate and graduate level certificate programs and law minor classes for undergraduate students being taught at the law school. Therefore, repositioning is necessary on the library's part. What are our marketing goals? Continued high quality services and programming for basic patron base. Also attracting non-law patrons. We could do this by increasing our visibility on campus and in the local community, and gathering feedback simultaneously to improve services and programming for all patron groups. What are the marketing objectives? I would like to see a 10% increase in clientele participation. And I would also like to see a 10% increase in non-law patron participation. Obviously, this means fine-tuning some of our programming, considering their unique needs as well. What tools are we going to use to achieve all these? Well, some of them we've already talked about: print flyers, QR codes, leading to more information on the library's website, electronic version of the same flyers on the kiosks, library's website, targeted email blasts, library's newsletter called Amicus Brief, libraries and the Georgia School of Law's event calendar, along with the University of Georgia's event calendar, social networking tools. We could collaborate more with campus libraries to cross-advertise our events. We could use book displays. We could table for events where we can promote our resources. We could do activities and contests with prizes. Those are always fun. I put together a proposed budget, which includes the programming and the estimated costs, which might be higher than what we usually anticipate, but I'd like to point out that there's a lot of value in these events, the more expensive ones like the lunch and learn informational sessions, which also could be reduced by depending on RSVPs and reducing the number of people that we allow per session. I also like to point out that there's some free programming suggestions like the book displays and the tabling. Obviously, there's staff labor and time that's involved, but these are very helpful in promoting different events and services. I could send this to everybody. We could talk about it. Obviously, this is open for suggestions and fine-tuning as well. How would I evaluate this marketing program? Well, I would definitely use the two-pronged approach that's recommended by Moon and Kuntz. The first prong, the patron behavior, I would analyze by collecting as much internal data as possible: gate counts, circulation reference statistics, website, social media traffic, RSVPs, raffle entries, whatever we have. For the second prong, the customer satisfaction, I would utilize exit surveys at the end of each event. I would definitely analyze patrons voicing their opinions on the social media sites that we have. And there could be more informal inquiries like a diverse focus group of patrons invited for lunch, engaging patrons directly before doing the events. What is the conclusion? Well, this particular marketing plan that I put together aims to re-examine and redesign some of the law library's programming and services. based on relevant patron feedback to better fit the changing needs of all current and prospective patron groups. While my plan does not strive to achieve a complete overhaul of present practices that are almost exclusively aimed at law students, it does try to incorporate special considerations for the growing number of undergraduate students as well as graduate students at the law school. Obviously, more research is needed for continuous repositioning of the law library, but this plan would provide a steady starting point in the right direction and definitely increase the library's visibility both on campus and on social media. I put together a quick reference list for everybody, and Harry Dog and I would like to thank you for your attention and your consideration for the marketing plan.